Okay, nice to see you. Keiko.
Hi, I'm from Japan. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Exactly.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Keiko. Host, so you can help.
Me?
Yes, of course.
Sure. Sorry, I've just woke up and my brain's not working really.
Host.
I'll help you if I can.
So, do you see my screen already? I hope.
Yes.
Hola, Franz.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Erico? Bueno, qué gusto verte.
Qué bueno. So, I'm going to talk in Spanish and English at the same time. So, benvenuto, bienvenidos, konnichiwa, how it's live. So, our session today is about collaborative storytelling using Keynote. This is an exercise I did with my primary students, so I want to share that experience with you, and maybe you will find useful and prove that with your students as well. Let's assume that we are in an online primary school, shall we? So the session will be in English and Spanish, or some kind of a Spanglish. So don't freak out if I invent some words, okay? So I'm going to speak. Michael Hernandez is here. How is everything going? Nice to see you.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Thank you. So I'm going to start over. So this is an exercise that I did with my students, my primary students, about collaboration. So my name is Eric Nieto, but if you are from Brazil, I prefer to call me Erico because there's some error with the consonants right there, and I'm AD for 2015. Of course, I'm from Colombia. So if you have heard bad news about my country, please don't believe it, because the situation is even worse. It's even worse. So that's the way it is. I strongly believe in this 4C about the 21st century skills. Maybe you have heard about it, that creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. In my personal view, I think collaboration is the most important of all. I can give you my biological reason about why it's collaboration, and this is about the coral reef, for example. The coral reef, polyps and zooxanthella. So this exercise is based on this spirit of collaboration, because just this tiny organism, through collaboration, create a single living creature with no brain, capable of reproduction, eats and create home to the whole living creatures in the ocean. So this exercise is based on this spirit of collaboration, and Keynote is going to help us to do that. So we are going to start with the basics and some techniques. So, entonces voy a decirlo en inglés, en español. Los corales es la forma en que todo solamente colaborando crea un solo producto sin necesidad de un cerebro. Entonces eso es lo que vamos a hacer en Keynote. So I'm going to start with the techniques. I divide everything with these 5 points. The first one, it's using shapes. I mean, all these tricky parts and how to create our own shapes based in another shapes. The second one is about composition and contrast, that I think this is very important to tell our story. Contrast can help us in our narrative. The third one is the automatic actions. So we can create a trigger and follow with different options. My cat is biting me. Okay, stop. Don't do that. Okay. And the next one is the challenge. The challenge is how to tell a story. I will prefer to tell a story about COVID. It will be amazing. And the last one is how to create this setup for our kids. I did this situation with primary students. The first option, using shapes, I know you are ADs and maybe you are using shapes better than me, but for the sake of knowledge, let's try to study about shapes one more time, okay? I like to use my custom shapes, so you can add my shapes in this at the end. I'm going to choose a pig. This remind me my president, and the other one is I'm going to choose eagle. You know, I'm going to change the color in format right here. Pink. Why not? I'm going to mix those shapes. I'm going to choose another shape, maybe this basics one, this square. I'm going to put the square at the top of the eagle so I can cut the wing. So how do I do that? So I'm going to select those elements at the same time. I know that it's selected because those tiny squares are highlighted. So I'm going to choose this arrange tool. Fortunately, Keynote has these illustration tools, you can unite, intersect, or subtract the image. So I'm going to subtract, and I have my wing alone, and I'm going to put it in this peak. Maybe we can put some eyes on it. I put it like this. I'm going to select the peak and the eye. I choose subtract. The eye is blended. Now we are going to select everything, and we are to combine or unite our shape. And there you go. We have a peak with wings, and we are going to add this peak to our shapes. Save to my shapes. This is the option when or control click or right click. There you go. So I'm going to put like that, president. And there you go. I have my custom shapes. The second option is composition and contrast. That's very important. How do we tell a story just using contrast? Maybe we can put some humans right here. And maybe this human, if I just change the object, something like that, just the contrast, if someone is bigger and someone is small, some story, The pig is about to eat this little children. So that is contrast, the automatic actions, okay? So I'm going to create some actions on it. So those going to create an animate. We're going to create an effect, maybe fly out. Exactly. So I have those options right here. President is going to build in. Let me see, fly in. Yes, why not? So if I play on it, I need to click every time, but it's not organized, because this is fly out and I have this flying, so wrong order. That's why we have this build order element, and we can see the sequence. So I'm going to choose shape right here, goes first, and it's going to activate on click. And after that, the last one is going to trigger after big came in. And those childs is going to go away at the same time. So like this. And I'm going to change the time of every single transition. I have display. The president came in and the kids go away automatically. Okay. So this is the story in my presentation. Now I create this is the slide I'm going to share with you. So the idea is to every single student can fill a different slide. So I'm going to collaborate this, and I'm going to choose not only people you invite, but anyone with the link. Yes, and that is very important because in my school, for example, there's people that have Android devices, have Windows devices, and this little trick right here makes that presentation universal. So I'm going to share that link to our message. So I'm going to talk in Spanish right now. So, entonces, esto es muy importante porque pues mucha gente piensa que Keynote es solo para Apple, pero realmente funciona universalmente. So we are going to work at the same time. So I'm going to copy that. Just share. There you go. Now, I think I have the link in my clipboard. So I'm going to share with all of you.
I just copied the link and send it to everyone, right?
Yes, it is. So in the first slides, I create those elements right here. So this is the list of the students. In this case, we have just numbers, and the teacher is going to be, why it says Eric. So would you please choose a number and put your name on it? So I create 20 slides. So for example, France is going to be the slide number 5. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to create a link. I'm going to choose the slide number 5. Slide number 5. So when we are going to test, we can easily travel to that specific link. Joe is going to go to the slide number 7. Go to slide. The topic, it could be about the virus or about a natural life, whatever you want to do it. So, for example, if you got this kind of shapes, of course, you can change the style and choose gradient fill. And when you are choosing a color, you can use this rainbow tool. So you can choose this eyedropper tool and choose the color of the background, for example. Now, if you want to change the default element, if you right click on it or keep pressing, you can choose make editable. So the image is going to break up, let's say, handles, the shapes as well. For example, like this.
Erico, if I'm using a Chrome device,
Yes.
one Android device, is not possible to edit these points?
Very good question. Let me find the option. I need to copy that one more time. Send link, copy link, and let's see what's going on in our browser. Pero pasa lo mismo en Safari o en Google Chrome. Entonces, if I right click on it, no. Solamente puedes hacer break apart, ¿no? No puedes editar los links, pero sí puedes romper la figura. Entonces, por ejemplo.
Okay. So if we're using this in a classroom with different type of devices, only those who have Apple devices will be possible to edit points.
Yes, you are right.
Thank you very much.
Pero puedes usar break apart. Entonces, por ejemplo, this is the browser version. So if I right click on it, I can use break apart. You see that? So in break part, move the eyes of the pig, for example, or in the book, in your book, break apart and separate those elements. La animación, when you are in the browser version, the animation is right here, but you are not able to preview your animation. So move in and let's choose another one, fly in. But in the browser version, if you want to change that, for example, I have my pick is the order number 1. The book is number 2. So I can change on click behavior, but with after build behavior. If I press play, I am in the browser right now. So the browser takes a little bit. So if I click on it, there you go, the pick, and automatically goes the book. Darak, this is la era cuaternaria o el Pleistoceno, ¿no? Darak, very good. Algo pasa. ¿Tú lo podrías solucionar, Diana?
Sí, yo creo que es cuestión de los tiempos, ¿verdad? Para que no se vea tan choppy.
Sí.
Entonces,
A ver,
déjame seguir jugando con él.
Dale. Ok. Vamos a ver el de Serena. Un momento. Very good. Muy bien, Serena. Molto bello. Muy bien.
Gracias, Enrico.
Qué bueno. Keiko. Good. This is a octopus.
Horstopast.
Exactly. Horstopus. Exactly. There you go.
This is beautiful.
Very nice. It's very nice. Logan. Very good. Very clever, Logan. It's very clever. Yes, it is. Very well. That I tell you, and that's amazing. This is the bath of the virus. This is a state of the United States. This is the States. Montana. Of course, the mountain lion. But this is a beer mountain lion. That's nice.
Ooh.
That's very good idea from a shirt. Okay, very good. I think this is all. This is pretty much everything. Okay, thank you very much for having me. And nice to meet you, Keiko.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. I had fun.
Thank you very much. I hope you try that with your students. It will be amazing.
Yeah, it's good. Name is easy to memorize for me because Eriko is Japanese name. Also.
Really? And what is the meaning of Eriko? Okay.
Eriko. Keiko, like ko means like child. Keiko, Eriko.
Really? So I have a child problem. So I'm getting older, but I'm not mature. That's this problem.
No worries.
Keiko, and what is the meaning of your name?
K is like kanji, Chinese characters. K means like happiness.
Yes.
It's like a happy happy child.
Happy child. Ah, okay, beautiful. Nice to meet you, Keiko. Carlos, muchas gracias. Goodbye. Thank you very much for having me. See you, Keiko. Ciao, Carlos. Ciao.